Let's do some experimenting. I'm going to do this in real time, and you'll see how we ended up with what we ended up, and I'll explain it. All right, snare. So we're basically going to start from scratch. So first thing I'll do, play with my high pass. What I'll do is, I know this is at 187, but let's try and find it. Looks about right. So it's just a sweep until you sort of find what you're looking for type thing. Broaden that back out. Now what I'll do is I'll bring this high pass up until I can see it playing with the curve of that boost. Let's turn it up, and I'll actually, a lot of times, sort of keep that there too until I see that curve changing on the next band. So next we're going to do this 3. So I can see on this RTA how there's some boosts, like there's some predominant stuff here. And a lot of times that's where you'll find sometimes your snare will ring just or boom, and you actually see that spike on your RTA. So sometimes the way to cut that is to find it. See how that's affecting the curve on that fundamental. So I'll just bring that. I see there's a lot of spikes here, so I'll come in off that. See how it's affecting there, so I'm going to narrow that. Out of curiosity. So to start for that, then we're going to go back into this American Class A. Notice I didn't add the top end this time. I'm not going to bother. We're just assuming I'm starting from scratch. So, see that right there. Again, we're going to bring this. This is just for safety. I don't really need to do it since it's there. Now, one of the reasons, actually, I take that back. One of the reasons I'll do a high pass on something I've already done a high pass on here is that sometimes I will, on this first band on the EQ, instead of doing a bell like that, I'll sometimes do a shelf. What happens, you see, it just widens out the cue. And who cares about a pass because we're already doing it. So that lets you affect a wider area. Also, if you are above your fundamental, let's say, you can actually kick that, and I'll keep that in there, and then use that pass to sort of just then clear out frequencies below what you're wanting, because that's more sweepable. So that's one of the reasons I'll start with the pass there. Isn't always the case, but what we're going to do is we're going to play with the drive first. Keep it lower. Hear a ring in there. That's right there. Oh no, it's right there. 5, 6, 7, 8. 800. There, I took that out of that ring. I'll bring some low end back in. Now it's 187. I'll show you what I mean by that shelf. So here, you see how the curves change just a little bit, but so does the tone. I think I'm going to keep that shelf, actually. Bring this up a little closer. All right, so let's see. That ring right here, about 500 hertz, do you think? That's completely wrong earlier. Maybe 700. All right, now we're just going to add a little bit of snap to it. Let's keep that shelf at 10K. Bring the top end down because I'm just hearing too much cymbals in there. let's go into this gate. Let's play with the gate. So the reason I guess I didn't have that gate on earlier is because it's just way too close with that other tom that's going on. So the gate just keeps triggering. So we're just going to leave that open with this punch. Too much. There we go, that's the start. All right, now let's play with this FET. So you see how slow that release is? I mean, I didn't even get a chance to really listen to it, but you see how just slow that release is? That just keeps it down. So first thing I'm going to do is actually speed that up. You hear it sort of smack and then release nice and quick, so you can still sort of hear the grit, I guess, on that snare. So it's almost decaying as fast as that snare is decaying itself, so it keeps it a little more even sounding. Let's put an 8-to-1 ratio. A little drive. There you go. Kind of like that. Try to drive back down. There we go. Now let's play with this RBass. All right, that was 187. Oh. Here's without. We're just going to feather it in. And here's with this distortion channel, or this heavy compression with distortion. So I'm not sure if I went over this earlier. So this kick snare channel is a black box, heavy bus compression, and an REQ, really dropping the high end on that snare. Yeah, it's sort of snappiness to it. So all it is just really adding a lot of oomph. If I turn this up. Not just to add some fun to the kick and the snare. All right, next up is going to be the overheads. We'll be back.